Stop buying, it's time to sell. Let me explain. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Crypto Corner with myself, OJ, crypto analyst and investor since 2016. It is Monday, 18th of November, beginning of a new week. So let's figure out what are we going to be doing this week? Where is the market going? What's been happening? We've had a really strong week last week. In fact, the last couple of weeks have been really good, which pushed a lot of the altcoins into new highs. A lot of the meme coins are pumping hard, but also we see some of the dino coins, some of the old ones like HBAR and XRP and Stellar Lumens, which is usually Stellar and XRP usually go hand in hand, so I'm not surprised to see pumping both of these. Even Litecoin is up 18%. It's waking up after a long slumber. This is actually no surprise. We are finally seeing retail coming back into the picture. The question is, how are we going to play this game the right way? Because I posted this video a couple of days ago, and I already had a lot of questions from you. First of all, some people didn't understand why was I talking about some of these Cardano and XRP and some other tokens being bad investments. Look, you know, people were saying we are already pumping, they're already pumping and everything. And then some of you were asking me which are the coins that I'm currently buying, and even in groups, people were asking me what tokens I'm buying, and I was explaining how I'm actually in selling mode. And before you jump and say, no, but this is just starting, are you already bearish? No, I'm not bearish. Let me explain though, how do you want to play this market? Because quite frankly, and I get these messages all the time, many people, this is right now a message from Elena in one of our groups, who is asking me, you said you are on a larger time frame and now it's a sell time. I want to understand when you will be reloading and what are the signs for you to reload. This means you will be sure that the market will start to go up. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, and this is why I'm addressing this in a video rather than just messaging back and forth. So basically what is happening is what you're seeing over the last week and over the last 10 days, in fact, you know, many markets were pumping. Bitcoin was pumping, reached a new all-time high and everything. And of course, we are now getting, if you look at indicators and some of the oscillators, RSI index and stochastic RSI, we are now in oversold regions. So at this point, we are expecting to have a bit of a pullback. Now, it doesn't mean that this is imminent or anything, but the euphoria on the market, look at the fear and greed index. We are in extreme greed. Typically, when we get into these levels, when we get into this kind of euphoria, this is a very good time to lock profits. And I'm not saying that you have to sell everything and that you have to sell everything right now in this very moment today, but we are right now at market levels where many of the tokens are reaching resistance levels. The key thing here is that we have to be more clever than retail. Typically, when everyone start messaging you and asking you what coin to buy, and these are people who are not really in crypto, who are not really very interested in trading or anything, but they just want to park some money and make a quick profit. When these people start asking you about crypto, this is retail. This is when it's actually the market has reached a local top and it's a good time to lock in profits. And this is right now. So what you're seeing here is on the weekly, everything is in the green. We have very small red bubbles here, and all of the big bubbles are green. They're not red. So of course we are right now in a very strong bull run, and I feel that after it's been, you know, close to 2 weeks already, at this point we are reaching levels where we should be looking into selling. Bitcoin is reaching resistance here, we can see that clearly. And it's not only Bitcoin, this is also Solana. And here, if we look at the weekly, the 7-day, we see a lot of coins that have pumped by over 100% in a week. I mean, many of them actually pumped over 100% in a day. All of these are markings of a strong bull cycle, but at the same time, they're also markings of, you know, a heated momentum that cannot go on forever. We do these kind of, you know, strong runs in a very short space of time, and then, of course, we take a break. First of all, we will have a pullback that will take us to lower levels. So that will be a good time to reaccumulate. So to answer, your question of when is it good time to reaccumulate is when we see pullbacks, because we know we are in a bull run. It is very easy in a bull run. The dips, the pullbacks are for buying. Also, now, as we are seeing all of these pumps in random coins, now it's a very good time to lock in some profits, because eventually you will see a pullback, even if it's not next week, even if it's in 2 or 3 weeks time, closer to December, which is what I'm expecting anyways. We are definitely going to see a pullback. And when that pullback comes, you might as well reload these tokens if you really like them. But why not lock in some profits right now? As we see, 100%, 118% pump in a week by Stellar, 194% by Mantra DAO, 293% Peanut. This is, the memes are definitely pumping harder right now. This cycle surprised all of us. We didn't expect it to be a meme coin super cycle, but that's exactly what it is. In the beginning, last year, and in the beginning of this year, the cycle was all about AI, and there was a lot of gaming tokens and RWAs, narratives that were really strong. Even some DeFi tokens they were waking up, they were still performing well. Lately, throughout this year, since April, I would say, up until now, only meme coins have been performing well. And then some AI tokens, they managed to kind of, not drop too much, but, during the drop of Bitcoin to back when it retraced into the 60,000s, many of the altcoins were bleeding by 80% drops, and even some of them more. So definitely this is going to happen again. When we have another pullback of Bitcoin by 10%, 15%, alts are bleeding by 30, 40, 50, 70%, some of them. So this right now, as you see, so much green across the board, everywhere, green. This is the best time to be in a selling mode, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I started selling already. I started trimming my portfolio from some of the tokens that were not performing very well. I managed to get rid of some tokens like TIA, Celestia. I totally got out of TIA. I'm not interested. It's not performing well. It is not a bad token. It's not a bad project. Yes, it can go up, of course, and it will go up from here, but it is not performing as well as I want it to, so that I can keep it. So I got rid of it. I also got rid of Render, even though a great project, it's not performing that well. I trimmed my stash of Link. I trimmed my position in Caspa. I trimmed my position in FET, or now they're rebranded to ASI. This was Fetch AI, and they merged with a few other projects. Now it's called Artificial Superintelligence. The problem is there were going to be just 3 projects merging, and I liked all 3 projects that were merging. Now they started merging with other projects, further diluting their market cap, and we are not seeing the price doing anything after that merge. So obviously, holders are not feeling too strong about this merge. Therefore, we're not seeing anything that much happening with the token of FET or ASI. Some exchanges like Binance are still having it as FET, Fetch, and some exchanges like crypto.com, I think, and some other ones already rebranded it to ASI. So yeah, I trimmed my position. I think I'm going to completely exit FET very soon. I also exited Manta, Kujira, Naka. I exited Bonk only because Bonk was pumping really hard over the last few days. And for me, today it's not really pumping anymore, but 106% over the last 7 days. That for me was good enough to offload completely. I exited my position in Bonk, and now I will be looking to reaccumulate it because I do believe that it will do well in the future. But of course, you want to be going heavier on some tokens that have performed better than others. And this is a very good time right now because, of course, you don't want it to be doing this when everything is bleeding and everything is on the red and you're selling at support levels. But at least now we are close to resistance levels on most of these projects, most of these tokens. It makes perfect sense to be trimming your positions, or even just locking profits entirely, selling, exiting certain positions, and then wait for the pullback. Even if the market continues to go up after this, which is possible, let's just open any of this and have a look at Floki. So let's have a look at Floki. What's it done over the last few days? It's been pumping really hard, as you can see. It broke resistance levels. It came out of this pattern that it was trading, that it was, for a while actually, it was forming this rounded bottom formation, which is a bullish pattern. Now that we have the breakout, we can expect a pullback, which will kind of make this cup and handle formation, which is perfectly by the book, if it happens, something like that, before it continues to go higher. So at this pullback, you can reload. But many tokens right now are at close to resistance levels, or already in their resistance areas, and this is a good time to be locking profits and then waiting for the pullback. And what I'm saying is, it could actually continue to go higher for another week, maybe for another 2 weeks, and then it will have a sharp drop, because Bitcoin will also have a sharp drop at some point after breaking a new all-time high. Bitcoin already is stagnating right now. Bitcoin is not really pumping. It's already going sideways, and this is right now why outs are pumping, because when Bitcoin is just going sideways, it's becoming a little boring and people are looking for volatility, so they start moving capital into outs. But as soon as Bitcoin makes a sharp move, and it could be either on the way up or on the way down, outs are going to bleed for a little bit. And this is going to be your best buy time. So outs will be bleeding when Bitcoin is going up or down, either way. So for you, it's actually good to have some capital free. You need to have some capital ready to actually take action. So now I'm in selling mode, because I want to be ready to take action when the pullback comes. I'm not trying to time the market perfectly. I'm not trying to sell the perfect top. So right now we are at a local top, but as I said, we could go a little bit higher. We could push here to the 94,000 in Bitcoin, and outs can be pushing by another 10 or 20% from here, maybe even another 50% up from here. Bonk. It can do that, but I exited my position with a very good profit. It was good enough for me. You have to decide what's good enough for you. Also, another thing is that you should not be shy right now of taking a small loss, because what I'm doing with some of the tokens, for instance, I'm exiting also. Let me see here on my list what I'm doing. So if I look at the last 7 days, there are some tokens on my watch list. I'll see now which ones of these are in my portfolio that are in the red. For instance, ethereum is still in the red for me, and it's still not below my buy price, but it's getting very close to my buy price. So if I sell now, it would mean that I've not made any profit on this token. With some tokens, I would make a loss. Connext. Next is a token that I bought back in January or February, or maybe even last December. And at that time, this was a token that was pumping hard. Since then, it's actually around 50% down. So you can see year to date, 47% down. So pretty much this is my loss on this token. I actually just exited this token. I realized that this is a project that clearly is not creating anything, is not managing to create any interest from new buyers. There is no hype, there's nothing really that much going on. And I realized that it's a losing trade. Even though I realized that earlier, I decided that I'll give it a chance. After I gave it a chance for almost the entire year, it's now time for me to just cut my losses, and I will move this money into another token. For instance, I can move it into Cetus, which is a token that performed really well, and it's now correcting, and it's a perfect buy opportunity. Tao, Bitensor, also was one of the early tokens that pumped a few weeks ago. So right now, as everything else is pumping, Tao is correcting. So yet again, I'm loading up on Tao. I just got rid of S-Fund as well, another token that I've been holding for the entire year and that really didn't do much for the entire year. And I realized I better cut my losses now. So You have to learn how to take a loss, because it's better to take that kind of a loss now. I'm 50% down on both of these tokens that I'm talking about, and I'm cutting these losses. I better lose 50% on them and make it up with another token that I will invest right now, than just wait for them for another 6 months or even another year, God forbid, and nothing happens. You know, and maybe they recover 20%, maybe they recover everything that I lost. Maybe I go to break even with these tokens in a year's time or in the next 6 months. But that is me breaking even. While if I just take the money right now from these tokens with the 50% loss that I'm making, and I put it in a token where I will make another 200% or 300%, which I believe many of the tokens in my portfolio have the potential to do that, then I'm much better off doing that than waiting to just break even with the token that I was holding. So this is why I'm in selling mode right now. This is my strategy. I am restructuring my portfolio because you have to move with the trends. Nobody is talking about gaming right now. Nobody is talking about DeFi. Nobody is investing in these tokens. These are not the tokens that are pumping. Now, on the topic of why we saw some of these HBAR and XRP and Cardano and Stellar, I mean, why are these, and Algo, you know, these old tokens that in my previous video I was saying they're a bad investment and they're pumping really hard this week, 100% for XLM, right? At first you would think, wow, this is really good, and you know, they're good investment. Guys, it's still not the case. Let's look at this. Here is, we're gonna look at their all-time highs. How are they doing according to their all-time high? So we have XRP pumping by 100% this week, and it is 70% down from its all-time high. And Bitcoin is 1% down from its all-time high. So what happened is retail came in. Retail came into the space. Retail is trading on Robinhood, on eToro, and Coinbase, some of them. And sometimes, you know, you get Kraken and some other exchanges where retail invests, but typically it's Robinhood and eToro. And these platforms, they have all of the old tokens, they have all of the Dino tokens. And also, some of those retail investors have already been in this space in a previous bull run. And this is when maybe XRP was just getting hammered from the SEC. So they thought, oh, now that this case is done, XRP is safe. Let's invest there. Let's put our money in XRP. So XRP pumped. Also, Stellar Lumens always pumps with XRP because it's kind of the lighter version of XRP. I mean, many people are investing in both tokens at the same time, which is counterintuitive because they're just linked. They perform at the same in terms of technical performance fundamentals. They are also very similar. It's just they always pump together. Doge pumped because of Elon Musk and the whole political climate right now in America. Then what else pumped? We had Cardano pumped also because of rumors, you know, that Cardano will be involved with the next election system that will be built on blockchain, and Cardano will be involved. So this is why these tokens pumped, not because they all of a sudden they're going to be hot investment tokens. Don't fall for it. This is your best window to be selling these tokens. XRP, Cardano, if you have Stellar Lumens, if you have any of these, now it's a good time to offload it to retail. If you see that these tokens are holding their value and they're going to be performing well, you can jump back in. But I have a feeling that these early pumps in these tokens are going to be pretty much all we're going to see in this cycle. All right, so to wrap it up, what I'm saying right now is I'm in a selling mode. Everything that I see pumping, if I have it, I offload. Like I go to my watch list, I click here on the 24 hours, I see what is actually pumping hard right now, today, and if it's something that I have a big stash or even a small stash, I decide whether I want to exit entirely or maybe I exit a little bit. Sometimes I exit with 20%. And then I wait, and then after a few days I look at the price action, I analyze, I see that it's still going strong, I might decide to hold it. But if I see that you know, that momentum is start to weaken, you know, the selling pressure increases, the buying pressure is not as big as it was, then it's time for me to sell even more, because clearly it's going to start dropping. Casper is pumping. Finally, we're seeing 15% up Casper in one day. This is unusual for Casper, so now I'm going to look into offloading, because I know that after that there will be a long period of stagnation, and I can reload again if I want to. CRO is pumping 15% in a day. Not bad if you have some CRO. Texum, I think I already exited Texum. Kujira I already exited yesterday. I think with today's pump actually it will hit my sell orders. Render I exited yesterday. Simon's Cut, I actually got that token airdropped, so I exited as well. XRP, I don't hold for many years now. I'm not interested. What else? I mean, these are pretty much the ones that are kind of stronger pumps from my watch list. Obviously, not all of them in my portfolio anymore. And I really went heavy onto meme coins. I mean, I started this bull cycle with literally 2 meme coins in my portfolio, and I was talking how I'm not interested in meme coins or anything because, you know, I like good, strong fundamentals and everything. It turns out this cycle, the market did not care for strong fundamentals. Chainlink, you know, DeFi token with really strong fundamentals, didn't do anything this cycle. That's why I'm trimming my position. So, I mean, just one of the examples. Ethereum didn't do anything this cycle either. Strong fundamentals. People didn't care about strong fundamentals. So, these are only the meme coins here that we're looking at. This is my watch list now. From 2 meme coins at the beginning of this cycle, we've went to 23 meme coins on my watch list in this cycle right now. And some of these are in my portfolio. I have Pepe, I have Bonk. I just sold it, but I will be reloading. Dog with hat, yes, I have with, and I'm still holding, even though I offloaded as we broke $4 for 10 is where I had some sell orders, so I offloaded at least half of my position because I know that there is a pullback coming and I will be reloading again. Floki I have, Popcat I have, Peanut I offloaded already, Goat I don't have anymore, Axe I'm waiting to accumulate, and what else here? These are only on my watch list. Toshi used to be in my portfolio, but I offloaded it. Memes AI is actually a token that I'm looking to accumulate right now. Forest, I just offloaded and it had a very strong pump. This was over the last few days, it was pumping like crazy, this token. I mean, it's still 140% up on the monthly, only 40% on the weekly, but it went to at least 80% up and more. So I will be reloading Forest and all of these other ones. I don't have any right now, but yeah, many of these are just in my watch list. But meme coins and AI tokens, these are the 2 narratives that are really holding still. Everything else is kind of fading on the background. So this is it. The pumps are for selling right now. So to everyone who is asking me what am I buying, I'm not. I have things that I'm watching. I have orders that I've placed below support levels or at support levels. I'm waiting to see either whether support will get broken and then we're going to get into my more aggressive accumulation zones, or at support levels I'm buying, but definitely not buying right now as they pump. I'm only buying when I see them dumping by 20%, you know, or 14% drop, you know, 23% drop in Forest. This is good. But again, just lastly to finish it off, when is a good time to buy? Because this was also part of the question. When am I going to know that it is a good time to jump back in? Well, typically you're looking for a correction to finish, and a correction is finished after you see some new higher highs and higher lows forming. Let me look on any chart here so that I can show you what I'm talking about. When will I enter Bonk again? When am I looking to rebuy? Because clearly I'm not going to be buying it here at the top. First of all, I'm going to wait and see. I have a feeling we've already reached here at the top, but yet again, I'm going to wait. I'm doing position trading. I'm not swing trading, so I'm not buying every other day or something as or anything shorter like that. So as a position trader, I will be waiting for us to get into a support zone. And where is the nearest support zone? If we assume that this move has already been exhausted and this is really the top of this move, we're not going to go any higher, then of course these Fibonacci levels are all support zones, and I'm looking for the 0.50 and the 0.618 Fibonacci levels. Typically, when we do a proper correction, a decent pullback, not something that is in the middle of a strong hype, when pullbacks are really brief and quick. If we do a proper pullback, we will be coming to these zones. This is the 0.50 Fibonacci level, and then the 0.618, which is the golden ratio, is here. So anywhere here in the longer term is my ideal buy zones. And of course, as we are getting to these zones, I'm also going to be watching out whether we will break them, because we might be in a stronger, mini bear cycle here within our cycle. So that bear trend could actually last for a month or a couple of months. It could take us below these zones. So as we come down here, I will be looking for my entry point. And first of all, I want to see that we're not going to be breaking these levels. So I need to see a bounce from this. We need to come here and then bounce. On the bounce, this is my signal that we are not going to be dropping below. Or maybe there is a bounce and then there is a retest. And after the retest, we confirm, we bounce again, we confirm that this is a support. That bounce, that confirmation is my signal to enter again. Or maybe we break this support and we go to the lower support, but we bounce from there. This is also a good confirmation for me. Or maybe we just head down towards this support, but we never reach it, and we continue and we start making higher highs and higher lows. As we start making these higher highs and higher lows, then this is my signal. So I'm usually waiting for a confirmation, or sometimes I would also wait for the retest, the pullback after this breakout, and if that holds, this is also my signal. So there are a few ways to find out a good entry point. Typically, this is what we do. We look for support and resistance. We look for breakouts of these supports and resistance levels. I hope this answers your question, and I hope this is helping everyone. Thanks for staying until the end of the video, guys. Smash the like button, share this with someone else who would also benefit from watching it. And while you're here, just pick another one of my videos, and I'm gonna see you there.